A massive boom echoing across the sky. From Holland to Kentwood to northern Kent County, people say they heard a pounding noise that lasted for more than a minute.
Yeah, it's got a lot of traction. And just to break the news here, was it the extraterrestrials finally coming down to shake hands with the president?
Right.
Not this time, at least. It was likely a meteor, but not part of the Perseid meteor shower that everyone is looking forward to this weekend.
About 10:30 p.m. Thursday night, as West Michigan was getting ready for bed, something peculiar was streaking above.
I heard rumbling and, I see clear skies.
It was just insanity. Like, I'm surprised the kids didn't wake up. That's how loud it was at my house.
A Ring camera on Angelica Ward's home in Kentwood picked up the billowing groans.
It almost sounded like if you were next to the train tracks when they're going over it, bumping, or almost if a plane was going over.
For over a minute, it echoed from Holland to Hastings, northern Kent County, and down to Kentwood.
To have one so close to home that actually made that boom sound, rumble sound, was pretty surreal.
But what was it? In this video caught by Ron Earl in Wyoming, it sure looks like a meteor. Some folks online speculated it might be part of the Perseid meteor shower set to be visible this weekend.
The Perseids do not produce any sound because they totally vaporize before they get down to the lower atmosphere where the air molecules are dense enough to carry sound waves. So I don't know what they're hearing.
Now, Fox 17 showed Lunsford these videos late Friday. He says they do not.
Have you been to Antarctica?
Yes. It's more of a tunnel than an entrance.
Not appear to show a meteor, and says this does not sound like a meteor entering the atmosphere. So we may not know yet if it really was a meteor shaking up West Michigan Thursday night.
Thousands of stargazers have witnessed a space visitor as it made its way across Melbourne's night sky.
Dozens of Melburnians say they saw what appears to be a meteor blazing through the sky around midnight, moments after feeling the ground shake and a loud bang. One witness spoke on 3AW this morning.
I'm sort of recording them all the time. This was a rather large one. I hadn't seen one this big or long before, but I had sort of captured bolides before where they sort of explode.
Like a scene from a science fiction movie. Come here. But this streak across the sky was very real.
Geoscience Australia has identified seismic signals near northwest Melbourne, which normally relate to earthquakes, and some space experts say, well, it's just junk burning up, not unlike my Logie's gag.
But astronomers say the Midnight Light show was most likely a Russian rocket returning to Earth.
It appeared without warning, burning and bright. Wow. A cosmic fireball captivated stargazers as it streaked across Australian skies at astronomical speeds.
Look at that, bro.
What is that?
I think it's a meteor.
The mysterious light entered the Earth's atmosphere about midnight. With sightings from Victoria's high country to inner city Melbourne to Tasmania and South Australia. The astrophenomena lasted less than a minute, leaving many to believe they had laid eyes on a spectacular meteor shower.
Meteor, I reckon.
After it had disappeared over the horizon, we heard a massive bang.
According to experts, it was definitely space junk, not a meteor, and it's likely to have come from a rocket.
We think, in fact, a Russian rocket, the upper stage of which tumbled back to Earth. This is definitely not aliens, and if it was, they had a heck of a bad day. That was a spectacularly bad landing.
A mysterious loud boom reported in Upper Macungie Township, Lehigh County earlier today has neighbors all abuzz about what it could be. Police looking into it have no explanations yet either.
Well, sounds like that have been waking up people in Lancaster and Depew, and around the clock, people have been asking, what is making that sound? Back here, residents in Lancaster and the village of Depew are still looking for answers tonight about those loud booms that they've been hearing.
They've been hearing loud booming noises at all hours of the day for several weeks now.
One Lancaster resident says she heard a loud noise just a few weeks ago here at Como Lake Park while walking her dog.
It just was a big boom, and I really didn't know what it was. I said, well, it was too loud for fireworks. You know, the dog is going crazy because she's got sensitive hearing.
No one seems to know what's causing these loud sounds, or where it's happening, and if people should be concerned. Cheryl Wilgowski lives near Bowen and William Street in Lancaster and says she's never experienced anything like this.
69 News reporter Rose Itzkovitz has more.
I thought it was over here they were blowing up.
Many neighbors in Upper McCunchie Township shaken up after an earth-shaking boom.
And then all of a sudden we heard this boom, and you felt it was like thought it was like an earthquake.
I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I just feel a loud boom and shake.
The U.S. Geological Survey reported no notable seismic activity either.
It's a little unsettling.
I have no idea what it was, and it spooked me.
Karen from Lancaster says she heard a loud noise several weeks ago at 9:30 in the morning.
I heard a loud explosion. I got up real quick, looked around outside, didn't see anything.
Monday night at 11 was the last time residents Tammy Norris and Jessica Pytek heard something.
This boom is huge.
Yeah,
it's very loud, very unsettling. And it's heard from like the pew all the way to the other side of Lancaster.
Law enforcement officials tell News 4 that they've been looking into what's causing all these loud sounds, but so far they have not identified a specific source for the booms.
So we Earthlings are likely to see a whole lot more falling from the heavens.
A big boom that many of you heard this morning. A lot of you have contacted us here at Live 5 News to talk about this loud boom you either heard or felt just before 9 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, that boom. I mean, I felt it here at the News 2 studios. Yeah, one of those videos, I found someone on Twitter. So, Josh, I think a lot of people. The unexplained boom.
Now, as best as we can tell, people in downtown Charleston, folks who live in Mount Pleasant, West Ashley, Daniel Island, Monk's Corner, Folly Beach, and James Island all heard that same noise this morning, that loud boom. It could be this testing by Joint Base Charleston, but we have not been able to confirm yet with the Air Force Base whether they indeed were doing testing at that time this morning.